Hello, welcome to another episode of Veterans Talk here on Sparks 1524. I'm Nathaniel Miller. I've been off video everywhere for a little while, mainly because my webcam broke and it took me a little while to find my backup camera that I'm using. Unfortunately, it's not quite as high quality, but it's going to work at least till I can get a better camera. So I apologize for this video being suddenly square like we're watching TV back in the 1980s. I wrote my congressman the other week, filled out the official request for help with the federal agency form. This video is about the VA. I checked into the Pensacola VA Clinic in October of 2021 when I moved into this house. This is August of 2023, so it's not even been 2 years. Well, in 2 years, or in under 2 years, I have been shuffled through 9 providers between primary care and mental health. I never even met my first doctor. He or she wouldn't see me. I had to get checked in by another doctor, and I could never get an appointment with her. Then I complained to the patient advocate, got shifted to another doctor. Great check-in. Got a couple things looked at. He said he was going to be here for a while because we joked about what happened and then move on. And then he leaves, and I get shifted to a third doctor. And late last month, I had an appointment with him and got a call that it was canceled because he left, and he hadn't even been on board a year. He hadn't even been at the VA a year, and he already left. That's on the primary care side. On the mental health side, I had a counselor, my first one, and she and I developed an entire treatment plan, which was great. Gave me some homework to do, some things to work in journaling so I could try and get some thoughts together for our next meeting. Make the appointment for the next meeting. Find out the next meeting got canceled because guess what? She left. I had to get set up with a new counselor. And of course, if anybody's been involved with mental health, you know this takes a while because you got to meet the counselor. It takes 2 or 3 sessions before you both really know if that relationship's going to work or if you need to move on. So there I am, having to start over. My original psychiatrist, the one who manages the head meds, met her twice, maybe 3 times. Then suddenly she's gone. I get shifted to another psychiatrist. Start all that over. Start getting to know her all over, getting to know her, all that. Frustrating is not the word. Infuriating is the word. Now, on the mental health side, things seem to have stabilized. But on the primary care side, I raised holy hell, and they're actually sending me out in the community. I have an appointment in October with a civilian provider. And the reason they brought that up, even mentioned it was a possibility, was because they couldn't get me an appointment with a new provider at the clinic until in January. I've got medical issues that I haven't been able to look at in 2 years because I can't keep a doctor. Why they waited 2 years before he told me, well, we could also send you in the community, I don't know. So I wrote my congressman, included all the emails with this, including a psychiatrist who was answering emails for my psychiatrist when she was on vacation. And he was extraordinarily condescending about, well, change is unavoidable. You just read an email from an angry veteran who's been shuffled at that point several months ago, 6 providers, and you're blowing me off. This happens because we, the people, allow it to happen. Instead of voting out people in government, local, state, and federal, that are not doing the job overall, we, the people, tend to vote those same people back in over and over because it's easier to listen to them and their demagoguing, and this is Democrat and Republican, by the way, than to think and to vote. It's easier just to keep the status quo. You know the politicians, so you know what you're going to get. The devil you know is safer than the devil you don't know. At least that's what it feels like. But the fact is, as veterans, we're letting ourselves get screwed. There's only one way. If they're going to do this to me, I'm autistic. I even got diagnosed with autism in May, excuse me. I've put off a couple of meetings with my own counselor because right now I don't trust her. Not because she's a bad person. She's actually a great counselor. I don't trust the system. I don't feel like I can walk in there and share with her because when is she going to leave? I'm up in the air. I have a suicide attempt in my past. 1998, my first command. I spent 3 days in the hospital on suicide watch after ingesting 5 boxes of sleeping pills. What are they doing to other people, especially veterans who are not in my place where I can raise holy hell, where I can walk in and argue with the patient advocate, I can write the congressman? What are they doing to our brothers and sisters who don't have that chutzpah, who are so damaged, broken, injured, whatever, that they're just falling through the cracks because they're in so much pain that they're reaching out for help and they're getting shoved off to the side? How many veterans are committing suicide because the VA won't get off its ass and do its job? There's only one way to fix this. We have to make noise. We can't just sit here and go, oh, well, and complain. It's easy to complain. But one thing we all learned in the military is don't bring up a problem unless you also have a solution. That doesn't mean it's a solution that's going to work, but have a solution. This is a problem. Well, I have a solution. It's the only one. For all of us as veterans and those who are veteran, to use a modern lingo, those who are veteran allies, in other words, people who actually appreciate the fact that we served our country and want to legitimately support us, we've got to get off our collective asses and vote. We have to get off our collective rear ends and write our congressmen and our senators and make noise. The only way we're going to get heard is if we make noise and bug these people until they realize they work for us. That the Veterans Administration and its medical support exists to put us first and not create such a hostile work environment that a doctor won't even stay a year. Be firm, be respectful, be professional. Antifa and left-wing thugs love to put on masks and wear black clothing so you can't see them and then scream in your face and threaten you and your families. That's what a mob does. That's what bullies and terrorists do. If we want to deal with this the right way, where we keep our self-respect and our credibility, we need to make noise. We need to be loud and heard, but we need to do it firmly, respectfully, and professionally. And the last note I want to make on this: when you get that call from the clinic, whatever clinic, be it Pensacola or wherever you are in the country, that your doctor just up and left again, or that your appointment was canceled because they're just overbooked again, the person you're talking to on the phone is not at fault for this. They are the unfortunate person on that phone who has to deal with the grumpy, cranky, angry veteran. It's one thing to let them know you're angry. That's legit. But don't abuse them. Don't curse them. Don't yell at them. It's not their fault. They are as much kind of stuck in this as we are. We, the people, can still exert proper pressure by just making noise, contacting our congressmen and senators, hitting the patient advocates up all the time, writing feedback all the time, talking to the media when we get a chance all the time. It's easy to let other people take care of a problem and complain. That doesn't solve it. That just means we are abdicating our responsibility as free people. And come on, we spent, if not one term, then most of our adult lives in uniform defending freedom. Let's exercise it, but exercise it responsibly, respectfully, and with compassion, that a lot of the people we're going to talk to during these processes aren't at fault for it. They're just stuck in it like we are. If you have any comments, I'd love to hear them. Just put them down in the comment section below. Make noise, but be polite. Not polite, excuse me. Be polite, but be respectful and professional. This is a long-term problem. It's going to take a lot of noise over a long time, but we can do it if we do it right. Hope y'all have a great time. I will see y'all next time here on Veterans Talk. And until we meet again on Sparks 1524, always go and do some great things and have a great Navy day.